Hello and welcome back to In the Kitchen with Matt. I am your host, Matt Taylor. Today, I'm going to showcase another tree that I have in my garden. This one is called the Jujube, also known as the Chinese date. This tree is really awesome. It's actually the most expensive tree that I have in my little patio garden. It costs $60. And I got it from a special tropical nursery that specializes in selling these and other kind of exotic trees that you don't normally find at like Home Depot or Lowe's or your normal local nursery. Those of you who are from China or India or some other parts of the world might be very familiar with this fruit. And the reason why I chose to buy this is it's one that does very well here in the Arizona climate. So I want to dive into some more information for you. And this information that I have, I got, the source is from the California Rare Fruit Growers Organization. First of all, what I really liked about this is it does really well in almost any kind of soil. And once it's established in the ground, you really don't have to worry about it that much. And that's all really cool. There's not a whole lot of pests that you have to worry about. And it's kind of just a self-sustaining tree. You don't need to cross-pollinate, so you don't need more than one of them. And they are very prolific. Once they get established and grow up bigger, they're very prolific in their, they have big harvests. That's another way to put that. Yeah, I have some, the last remaining ones that I picked here. And it's really neat. They have different stages of the fruit. This stage right here, and I'll get a closer look. I'll bring the camera in closer so you can look at it. But this stage is the dried stage, and this is kind of where it gets the date name from it. And it's going to have a different taste than one that's like halfway done, where it's more yellow with a little bit of maroon or red on it. And then this one has a lot less on there. So I have only eaten these. This is my first season I've gotten fruit, and I have only eaten these green. So when they're green, they taste more like they taste like an apple, and it's kind of like more like a soft, mushy apple taste, but still very appealing. And so I'm excited to try these at the different stages because I haven't tried them before, and so that's pretty awesome. And on my tree, there's already new flowers developing for another harvest. Really cool. Also, this is only my first full year of owning it. So even as a 1-year-old tree or 1.5-year-old tree, it's already producing fruit. So that is really neat. All right, so on to some more information from this. I'll drop a link down below with the source material so you have that as well. So the common name Jujube or Chinese date, they originated in China, where they have been cultivated for more than 4,000 years. And there's a lot of different cultivars for this. The plants traveled beyond Asia centuries ago, and today are grown in some extent in Russia, Northern Africa, Southern Europe, the Middle East, and the Southwestern United States. Adaptation. So the Jujube can withstand a wide range of temperatures. Virtually no temperature seems to be too high in the summertime. It's really cool. I don't have to put any kind of 50% shade cloth or any shade cloth above it or anything like that. I don't need to protect it. This thing just loves the heat. Winter dormancy allows it to withstand temperatures to about -28 Fahrenheit. So for those of you who live in a part of the United States where it gets really cold, you could probably grow these as well. It requires only a small amount of winter chill in order for it to set fruit. So they've been successful in bearing fruit in places like Puget Sound, in Washington State, as far as Pennsylvania as well, parts of Florida, here in Arizona, California. Really cool. So if at the end of watching this video, if these trees are something you want to try out, do it. The flowers are really tiny, like really small flowers. And even though the flowers are on there, there's a really small period of time where they are able to do the pollen. And So anytime I see flowers, just every morning or every afternoon, I go out there with a little paintbrush, a small little brush, and I just go ahead and self-pollinate those. I don't have a lot of bees around right now, so I do that just to make sure that I can get some pollination growing when that peak time hits. So the fruit is called a drupe, varying from a round to elongated, and from a cherry size up to a plum size, depending on the variety. And so like I mentioned earlier, there's different stages where you can eat it. When it turns green, you can eat it, and it'll taste like an apple. But then when it shrivels up to be like this, it's supposed to taste more like a date, and it looks kind of like a date. And it's supposed to have kind of like a mild syrupy flavor when it's at this stage. So I can't wait to try it. Some other information here. If you're gonna grow it, you just want a warm, sunny location where it's gonna get sun in the winter. You don't wanna grow this underneath other trees. You don't wanna put it in the shade or anything like that. They prefer sandy, well-drained soil, but they do fine in heavily poor-drained soil as well. You can't go wrong, soil-wise. Pruning, it doesn't really require a lot of pruning, but you can, when it's dormant, prune it to give it the shape that you want it to have. So the different uses that have been used with these, some recipes, a jujube cake, candied jujubes, and jujube syrup. Also there's some medicinal uses. I won't get too much into that, but all around a really good tree. So I would choose this if you live in drought locations, or if you just want something cool to try, I would pick up one of these. Anyway, that is a little bit about the jujube or Chinese date, one of my favorite trees in my garden. Now I want to try out these, and I'm going to try them here on camera and tell you how they taste. So first one I'm going to start with is this one that just has a little bit of maroon color on the bottom here, and it's a little bit of green on the top and yellow in the middle. All right. Wow, this is actually really good. A little bit more flavorful than when I had it when it was green. Really good. Now let's try this next one. I suspect this one will taste pretty similar to that one. Really close. Now I can tell that the bit down here, the maroon part, had more of a syrupy taste. Now this is the one I'm really excited to try, is the one that's completely kind of shriveled up. Yeah, excited for this. That's really, really good. Really good. That's what it looks like on the inside. I wonder if you can see it. I mean, there's just a small little pit in there. But it's really small, like you can pretty much eat this whole thing without worrying about the pit. Very tasty, like it's like that really shriveled up one, has this mild syrupy taste. The best way to explain it is it's kind of like if you've had a dehydrated apple and then add a little bit of like syrup to it. Kind of like that. It's hard to explain, but it's really good. There you go. So there's a little look at the Jujube tree, one of my favorite trees in my garden. I'm Matt Taylor. This has been another episode of In the Kitchen with Matt. Thank you for joining me. As always, if you have any questions or comments, put them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thumbs up, down in the corner, push it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. Take care.